What's going on YouTube? Got another knife video, not really, maybe I guess a review. Today we're going to be looking at the Bradley Mayhem. This is a knife that, I don't think it's discontinued, but it is sold out everywhere that I looked. I haven't found one place that has these knives in stock. You can tell I'm not much of a flipper, and I'm in a confined, area. But the Bradley Mayhem is obviously is a butterfly knife. It is illegal to carry in my area, which is California, but not necessarily illegal to own. And so I kind of I had a Benchmade 51 a while back, and then I sold it, thinking, I'm never going to carry it. I'm never going to really use it and whatnot. So I sold it off, and then I found myself really missing, having a Balisong in my collection. And I'm not, one to spend, hundreds to thousands of dollars for a new Balisong. Like some people, like if they're, collectors and they're really good at flipping Balisong and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I've seen my bud Chris Tran, Chris himself, as you guys know him here on the forums and on YouTube, do some flipping, and he's got some pretty crazy 29 Balisongs. I'm not sure if he distributes them or not, but I was pretty impressed by them. These really honking huge Balisongs, really heavy, and if you're really good and you know how to do aerials and things like that, it's really nice. But for me, I was just, every once in a while, as I'm doing some knife flicking and whatever, it's always fun to just bust out a Bally and kind of just do little things here and there. So just when you're watching TV and whatnot. So again, I'm not going to do anything here. Not that I really can do anything here, but just want to kind of show this knife to you guys. And as a user, and so for this knife, I sharpened it up, and then I use it around the house. So I'll carry it around the house, and then when I'm breaking down boxes in the garage, I'll actually use this knife every once in a while. You can see some of the beat up marks on the titanium and whatnot. And one of the cool things about Balisongs is once it's in a locked position, when you put that spring clip in there. So some Balisongs don't have locks or spring clips or spring T-latches on here. But once it's on here, supposedly Balisongs are the strongest locks out there, because it all depends on like the strength of these pins or these screws that are holding it together. These are just running on phosphor bronze washers, not IKBS or anything like that. A lot of Balisongs run IKBS in here just to make really smooth flipping. Probably the high-end ones are like that. But, it's a great knife that's never going to fail on you. It's basically like a fixed blade, essentially, just held by these two pins. And so, this knife, the way the grinds are, has this really deep swedge, long swedge on here, flat ground, makes for a really nice cutter, slicer. It's not overly thick. The blade, I think, is about 150 thou thick, so it's a nice, strong knife, just to be kind of carrying around the house, because you need that. Anyway, it has, again, it features full titanium scales, which is one of the cool things. Bradley also offers the Kimura, but I think that has been discontinued. They had several different offerings of the Kimura. I think all the way up to the 7 or 8, if I'm not mistaken. But the Mayhem has always stayed the same. But one of the cool things also about the Mayhem that makes it unique is the curvature of the handle. Outside of the Benchmade 53, the Marlowe design, I haven't seen any other Balisongs that have this curve to it. Spyderco, they're, what are they? I don't even remember what they're called. But they had some really, really weird looking Balisongs too. They might have had one that had curve, but I know they had like holes all over the place. But yeah, compared to say like the straight edge of the 50 one, you know, it's very different. So it's a very different feel. You know, both are relatively light with titanium. This one, titanium liners in G10. I just feel like this one bashes your hand a lot more. I don't know if it's just thinner or what it is, or maybe I just suck at flipping knives. But you know, this one, for me personally, I felt like this one's a little bit easier to flip. The Custom Tacticals, his YouTube channel, he did a review on the Mayhem and was saying that it kind of felt like it was harder to flip. Maybe he was just, you know, used to flipping, you know, flatter Balisongs like this. But I don't know. For me, the curvature kind of made it a little bit easier. The one thing that did get in the way is this. I think if they call this a skull crusher or a glass breaker on here, and I would feel like this sometimes would jab into you if you weren't careful. So that made it a little bit uncomfortable when you're flipping it. But yeah, I mean, if you're able to grab a Balisong and it's legal for you to carry, I think it's a really cool option as a carry knife. It has a stainless steel clip here. I wish that, you know, because Benchmade produces all the knives from Bradley that they design, whether it was the Mayhem or the Alias models, even the Kimura, I think Benchmade produced all of them for them. You know, the clip you can see is similar here, other than the screws. The distance for the screws is a little bit different. I wish they could have put a titanium scale or a titanium clip on here, just so that it just make it more fun to modify. But that's just something I enjoy doing, especially with titanium. The one thing I just want to say is, you know, when you look at all these knives here, in terms of like self-defense or tactical knives, if you will, as you guys know, you know, automatics or Balisongs, they're illegal in a lot of states throughout the United States. And to me, it never made any sense why it would be. You know, like, if this knife is closed and latched in your pocket, and so is this one right here. I mean, I'm not going to time it with a stopwatch, but I guarantee you it's faster to grab a flipper and flip it out right away. You know, especially the way flippers are now, they're super fast. You know, it's so easy to just engage the knife and get it ready. For a Balisong, I mean, you have to grab it, squeeze it, and then flip it out. I mean, that's time consuming, you know? And especially if you don't catch it or if you don't engage it right, you're not going to do aerials to open up a knife, you know, when you're in trouble. And so, to me, it just makes no sense why Balisongs are illegal. Because if they weren't, I would love carrying them. They're so much fun to play with, and it would kind of, I don't know, for me at least, it would kind of encourage me to want to play with it more. For Emerson's with the Wave, you know, like pulling this directly out of the pocket and having this blade out right away for protection. I mean, this thing is scary, you know, like, and the moment that this tip right here digs into you, you're screwed. Like, you're so hosed. If this catches a vein or any part of your body, you're toast. And so, not that you know, I love the Wave, and I hope that the Wave is never illegal. But, you know, these knives, they're just faster. Even a thumb stud deployment knife, I mean, picking this up, I can engage this knife just as fast as a person opening up a Balisong, you know. Again, even if I do this fast, well, again, I can't do this in front of the camera, but this is terrible. That's just embarrassing, so I'm not even going to try. I'm going to end up hitting myself in the head. But yeah, you know, unless you are super, like, experienced with a Balisong, it makes no sense for them to be illegal. Any person with any knife can deploy it just as fast. So that's just some thoughts. If you're a government official, make Balisongs legal. That's my thing. So anyway, really quick take on the Bradley Mayhem. Cool butterfly knife. Good option, even around the house, just to be able to do some work, and it's always gonna hold up extremely well. better than pretty much any other lock in terms of a folding lock. So take it for what it's worth. Thanks for watching. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.